The Sun Life Financial Keyport Index Multipoint. This is an index annuity from Sun Life Financial who's rated A++ by AM Best, as you can see over here on the right. This product has 4 different terms. It has a 10-year, a 7, a 5, and a 1. We're going to mainly talk about the 10-year because, as you'll see later with the liquidity, the 10-year is the only one you want to sell, because selling a shorter term with this much liquidity is kind of silly. Now, it issues 0 to 75 on qualified, 0 to 85 on non-qualified. The minimum premium is $10,000, and it uses the S&P 500 exclusively. Now, the crediting method, as you can see, is long-term with high watermark. Let me explain what that means. Long-term means it's not annual reset. Okay, it's not going to reset every single year and you start over. This product works on a long-term scenario for 10 years. Now, it does credit interest every year based on the high watermark. The high watermark is basically the highest point that the average of the S&P 500 hits each year. They're going to take a 12-month average, which basically means they're going to take the closing price of the S&P 500 for 12 months straight and add them up together and divide by 12. Then they're going to do a 24-month average, then a 36, a 48, and so on and so on. Now, they're going to take the highest one of those average periods over a 10-year period, which means your client's going to get the highest point that the S&P hits based on an averaging for the 10 years, and that's going to count for all 10 years. It's the most consistent, most reliable crediting method in the industry. Now, the growth limitations you can see over here, there's no caps, no spreads, 100% participation. There's only one other product that we know of that offers that. So that means there's no moving parts at all. So with volatility going crazy in the stock market today, which is messing up renewal rates on a lot of index annuities, because the higher the volatility, the more expensive option prices are, and they got to move things around. This product doesn't do that. What you sell today is it. It stays that way for the entire 10 years. So as your clients get their statements, they're not going to see any changes in their product. Now, the liquidity feature. Let's talk about this. There's 2 different rules. Number 1, your principal, what the client puts into the product. Let's say they put $100,000 in. They base it off of a minimum balance, like you can see over here, of $4,000 in the surrender value, which means the first year surrender value is 90%. So if I dropped 100 grand in, I've got $90,000 in the surrender column. I have to leave a $4,000 balance, which means $86,000 is free and clear for your client to remove or take out up to that point with no surrender charges. And the product doesn't end. That $14,000 stays in there for your client's usage, and it's going to grow for 10 years, just like that was the only money they ever put in it. So phenomenal liquidity, well above 10%. Now, the other rule is on any interest gains. Each year it's going to gain interest. I'm going to show it on the statement. There's a vesting schedule, real simple, 10%, 20%, 30, 40, all the way up to 100 for the 10 years. That's just the amount of money that the client can take out of the gains. So they take out the gains first because of LIFO, then they can dip in and use that incredible rule on the principal. There's no bonuses, as you can see over here. There's no bonuses in the product, and the commissions are really good. For the 10-year, they pay 10%, the 7, 7, the 5 is 5, and the 1's 1. Now, on the commissions, if you have on a non-qualified account 81 to 85, on the 10-year, you're going to drop down to 6%. And there's no chargebacks for death. There are chargebacks in the first year, though, so you got to be real careful on how you sell that liquidity. Now, as you notice here on the right too, there's a forms request button and a training request. The forms, just tell us whatever you want. We'll get it sent right out to you. We've got apps, wonderful brochures. There's a client-approved CD that they've done that's outstanding. You can pass this out to all your clients. They take it home, pop it in their computer, and it does a 9-minute presentation on the product that's just outstanding. Then also there's the training request button over there. That is to do an actual training session with me. It'll take about 25 minutes. You log in, we do it all over the computer and the phone, won't cost you a thing, and we'll go through a PowerPoint that shows you more detail how that crediting method works, and it gives you some sales ideas on how to use this product. This product, again, outstanding, most consistent growth. We've got back testing software we can show you and do any kind of scenarios going back to 1980 that you want to see. Again, outstanding growth, unbelievable liquidity, A++ ratings from Sun Life, and you got great commissions. So this product has everything you want, and just give us a call or hit one of those buttons and shoot us an email and tell us what you need, and we'll get you writing it. Thank you very much.